Several persons were injured on Tuesday following a clash between operatives of Lagos State Task Force and the commercial motorcycle riders, popularly known as Okada, at the second rainbow along Apapa-Oshodi Expressway. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are the top 10 stories now. At number 10, a high court in Benin on Monday jailed a certain Helen Ehioze and her two children, Endurance Ehioze and Vivian Ehioze, for trafficking a 19-year-old girl to Russia for sexual exploitation. Helen Ehioze bagged 10 years in jail, while her son and daughter were sentenced to 14 years each without an option of fine. The presiding judge, Justice Geraldine Imadubelu, found the convicts guilty of contravening sections 15 and 16 of the 2003 law on trafficking persons. According to reports, the victim, whose name has been withheld, was trafficked to Russia in 2012 by the trio when she was just 19 years old. At number 9, President Muhammad Buhari and the nation's security chiefs are currently meeting at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Although the purpose of the meeting is unclear at the time of this report, it is hoped that the meeting yields positive results. Among those in attendance are the Vice President Yemi Osibanjo, Secretary to the Government of the Federation Boss Mustafa, Chief of Staff to the President Ibrahim Gambari, the National Security Advisor Major General Babagana Monguno, amongst others. Service chiefs in attendance include the Chief of Defense Staff, General Gabriel Olonisaki, Chief of Army Staff, General Lieutenant Tuku Bratai, Chief of Naval Staff, Chief of Air Staff, Inspector General of Police, Director General of the National Intelligence Agency, and the Director General of the Directorate of State Service. At number 8, the district head of Gidan Zaki Zangon, Kataf local government area of Kaduna State, Haruna Kuye, has been shot dead. According to reports, Kuye and his son were killed after gunmen invaded their residence in early hours of Tuesday. The State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Aruwan, said the widow of the district head sustained injuries from machete cut, while her daughter suffered a gunshot wound on her finger. At number 7, the Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum has directed the immediate rehabilitation of Government Girls Secondary School Chibok. The governor gave the order on Monday after inspecting the school, where over 200 girls were abducted by Boko Haram in April 14, 2014. The move to rehabilitate the facility comes 5 years after the Jonathan administration pledged to rebuild the school after the attack. Although the whereabouts of over 100 girls remain unknown till date, about 106 of the girls have regained their freedom. Zulum also visited 83 families affected by Boko Haram attacks in the Tukalashi, a community in Chibok local government area, and directed the release of 11 million naira as social protection for them. At number 6, the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Mr. Timi Presive, after a closed-door meeting with President Muhammad Buhari at the State House Abuja, says the federal government earnings from oil and non-oil sectors, coupled with the low revenue received from the Federal Inland Revenue Service, have dropped by 60%, putting the nation's economy under serious pressure. Silva particularly noted that the revenue being generated by the Federal Inland Revenue Services had also reduced drastically due to the negative consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic in the country. While appealing for more understanding as the government was determined to uplift the quality of life of the people, the minister assured that Nigerians will get used to the recent deregulation of the pump price of PMS, just as they did with kerosene and diesel, which are more important to the ordinary citizen than petrol. It is mostly used by the elites. At number 5, Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has warned the federal government against the implementation of the Executive Order 10, saying it will destroy the criminal justice system in the state, noting that the order, which permits the deduction of funds from each state account to finance the judiciary, was politically motivated and geared towards the 2023 general election. Wike emphasized that as long as the federal government continues to politicize the issue of security, whether national or local, it seriously jeopardizes the nation's criminal justice system. He said the prevailing cases of kidnapping, banditry, and armed robbery, which threatens the very existence and stability of the nation, clearly justifies the establishment of state or community police. President Muhammad Buhari, in the exercise of his power pursuant to Section 5 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, issued the Executive Order 10/2020, granting the state's legislature and judicial financial autonomy. The order was signed by President Buhari in May 2020. At number 4, a magistrate court sitting in Yaba, Lagos State on Tuesday granted bail to an NSAS protester, Eremosele Adene, in the sum of 1 million naira The court granted the bail after it rejected a request by the police for an order to detain him for another 30 days to enable them conclude investigation into the allegations against the defendant. Adene was reportedly picked up from his home, Allen, Lagos, on November 8 for his involvement in the protest. At number 3, the Nigerian police has restricted movement in and out of the African Shrine to prevent a meeting of organizations from taking place there. Sheung, one of the sons of Fela Anikulapo Kuti, Afrobeat master, had earlier sent out flyers announcing a mass meeting tagged #EndTax Movement Lessons in Tax, which was scheduled to be held today at the new African Shrine. But the police wrote to the Anikulapo family demanding that the meeting be suspended, as any such organization would be deemed a deliberate action to sabotage the transition and restoration of peace in Lagos State by the Lagos State government and the Nigerian police force. Shengo took to his social media page to share a snapshot of the letter and vowed to launch the movement of the people tomorrow. Describing the action of the police as undemocratic, mobile policemen on Tuesday could be seen stationed at the locations across the shrine while their vans were parked right in front of the relaxation spot. At number 2, the Senate has expressed concern over the inability of the Nigerian Army to tackle the rising case of insecurity across the country, noting that it was unfortunate, overwhelmed and overstretched. The Senate Committee on Army, during its visit to various army formations, made the disclosure in Kaduna as part of its annual oversight obligation. Senator Muhammad Ali Indume, who was accompanied by 4 other senators while exploring the challenges created by the additional responsibility for the army, stated the army must be supported to enable it to succeed. Finally, at number 1, several persons were injured on Tuesday following a clash between operatives of the Lagos State Task Force and commercial motorcycle riders, popularly known as Okada, at the second rainbow along Apapa-Oshodi Expressway. According to reports, the chaos started when officials of the task force went to arrest some Okada riders but were met with stiff opposition. The riders set tires on fire on the road, which led to massive traffic along that route. Spokesperson for Lagos State Task Force Adebayo Taofik, while confirming the incident, said the task force went there to make arrests following several complaints from residents in the area of the excesses of Okada riders. He said they had successfully impounded 74 bikes before the riders mobilized thugs to attack his men. Always remember to wear your mask, wash your hands and stay safe. That's all for now. See you next time on What's Happening.